Hey folks, welcome back to the Rocking C Homestead. This is Lance and this is
Marcy.
and today we're talking about projects. In particularly, we're talking about three things that you should always consider when doing a project. We're going to be in a collaboration with some other YouTube channels. One is called Micro Farm Starter and the other one is Big Bear Homestead. And they're going to be putting out some videos here in the next week that kind of goes over similar topics but for them. And so this is our take on what to do when a project is upon you. All right, so when it comes to projects, like I said, we're going to talk about three different topics: planning, preparation, and execution. And Marcy's going to start off with planning, and then I'll take preparation, and we'll wrap it up with execution.
So the planning phase. Personally, my favorite part of the project is trying to gather the big vision, think about how it's going to look at the end. This is the phase where we spend a lot of time misinterpreting each other's vision of the project, but it does get some good discussions going. So, through a lot of discussion, list making, illustrations, random 3D modeling, and a whole lot of compromise, the plan gets set. And then we move on to the budgeting phase. How much are we going to need for this project? Do we need to save a little while before we do it, or we can do it right away? Then we set the timeline. Depending on the size of the project, maybe it's something that we're looking at doing in a few months. Maybe it's something we're looking at doing tomorrow. And then we also decide if we're going to need any help, any family members that might need to be bribed to come on over and help. You can always get the son to come over with a little bribery of food. Steak, potatoes.
Yep, exactly.
So then the plan is set, and we're ready for the next big step in projects planning.
So the next step is preparation. So in this phase, we look at what materials do we already have, what materials are we going to have to buy or purchase, what tools do we have, and do we need to purchase or hopefully borrow a tool or device that's going to help us with this project. And then, of course, it comes down to monitoring that budget and adjusting it as needed as, sometimes material prices change, or maybe we change our mind somewhere in the planning stage and it's going to affect the material list or the tools. And then it's just gathering up helpers and providing them instructions and making sure they get here on time, make sure that they know what tasks they're going to do, maybe what clothes to wear, what shoes to wear, those type of situations.
And also, we want to make sure that we've got a place to store the materials if we're not going to do the project right away. And also, wherever we're going to be completing the project, when we get ready to start, get everything moved out there so that we're not running back and forth between the barn and the project site trying to get everything we need to complete the project.
Big time waster. So execution is the last step. This is personally my favorite part, actually getting it done, getting the work done. However, depending on how the planning and the preparation is done is really going to dictate usually how the execution is completed. Depending on if the materials are there, the people are there, and all those things kind of line up, usually it goes without a hitch fairly smoothly, depending on a few bumps and bruises on the way.
Right. And of course, when those things come up, think outside the box, get creative, and that's also kind of a fun part of the project.
Yep.
And, of course, the project's not complete till all the materials and tools are put away at the end, because that's going to make your next project just that much easier.
And that's a real struggle. I struggle with that greatly.
The struggle is real.
Struggle is real on that.
Actually, it's not a strong skill set of either of ours, so yeah, the struggle is real.
Yeah, putting away your materials, putting away your tools, organize them is a huge help for future projects.
So we've been out here at the Rocking C Homestead for a couple years.
A little bit over a year, yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling up
almost,
2 years.
Almost 2 years now. January.
And so we've had the opportunity to do quite a few projects together. Most recently, we did a worm bin, which we can link to that video here. So that was a fun, quick, easy project. Didn't take a lot of time and advanced planning, but doing those things did make it go more smoothly.
Yep.
We did a compost bin, which we recently did a video on. Again, we can put a link here if you'd like to take a look. And I did a project making a bench for my two sweet baby goats, Marty and Maisie, and we'll show some pictures of that here. The bench was already made, but I had a great time decorating it. Yep. What else have we done?
We did some raised beds, garden beds for our flowers and for some herb garden that we did. And there'll be some pictures that she flashes up on the screen of those. That was actually a special project because we did that with a Girl Scout troop here on the homestead, so that was pretty good. And then also we've made a couple gates to go along with our fences, and those should be flashing up here pretty soon as well.
And of course, the biggest project we've done, I think, since we moved here was building out the new chicken coop. That took quite a bit of time. That was a multi-day project, and lots of preparation, lots of volunteer help, but building out the outside part of the new chicken coop, which did not exist, and doing some deconstruction and reconstruction inside the chicken coop.
So, thank you guys for coming along on this. Hopefully you've learned something, and hopefully you can take this and use this on your projects. And if you haven't already, please go check out the other YouTube channels that are doing this. Of course, that's Micro Farm Starter and Big Bear Homestead, and I'll link their channels somewhere up here, hopefully. And hopefully and I'll also put down a playlist down in our playlist section of all their videos once they come out, and you guys can watch those there. But again, thank you for coming back to our channel. We do appreciate you guys. If you have any comments, if you think of anything else maybe that you do for one of your projects, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Kick that notification bell. And again, thank you, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.